Yo, what's up? We have finally broken the last record. Last time I had streamed 3 times in a row, but this is the fourth stream in a row, so pretty epic moment. So let's do a quick recap of what we did yesterday. So yesterday we read all the blast code, and here I wrote this summary. So this is the list of all of the stuff I need to remember. So today is finally time for the hitbox system. It's pretty cool. It's like the first thing that's actually going to be a struggle, because like until now it was all pretty easy in comparison. So for this system, actually I have already made in the past this document which kind of explains how it works and all, but it's probably very outdated because I'm pretty sure I wrote this like the first time I did like the hitbox system, but it's been a while since then, so there are probably a lot of new stuff. So let me read this and see if there's I mean, I guess it's going to be useful because it kind of goes through how all of the different scripts work together. So this is like cases I wanted to test when I was developing the hitbox system, like one hitbox without area damage hitting two enemies, one hitbox with area damage hitting two enemies, and two hitboxes from the same character attack one enemy, because the same character can have multiple hitboxes simultaneously. And yeah, like this is like some scenarios I wanted this system to be able to work on. So then there's like the description of the main elements of the hitbox system. So first there's the hurtbox CL. This is just like, this is an extremely simple script. It just like, it's around here. It just contains a reference to the owner of the hurtbox. That's all that the hurtbox script does. Then you have the hitbox script, which is the big one. It's this one. It's almost 400 lines long. This is where mostly all of the pain is, but there's also another script which is very painful. We will get to that soon. Then we have like a description of some properties, but like these properties are very outdated because there's only like 6 of them. But if you come here right now, there are like 20 or something. So like there's a lot more right now than when I first wrote this. But let's see what this says. Script attached to all hitbox. Bro, it's not the long one. Read it. Script attached to all hitboxes. It is responsible of hitbox pulses and has a wide variety of properties. So yeah, like these pulses mean like the hitboxes have like a timer, and every time the timer completes one cycle, it emits a hit. So like if you fire a Kamehameha, the body of the beam hits the enemy multiple times, and that's because it has like a cycle. So like every 100 milliseconds it emits a hit, something like that. So that's what the pulses are. Then the properties: damage is the amount of damage the hitbox inflicts, but then gets multiplied by the character damage stat, of course. Then fall, like here when doing these properties, I tried to like mimic the same terms as that L2 uses. So fall is the amount of fall points inflicted to the enemy. Fall is like when an enemy gets to 70 fall points, then he falls. Then be defend it's like fall, but it's for breaking defense, and you have to get it to 100 to break the defense, I think it was. Then area damage. So this is for, yeah, like if area damage is activated, then a hitbox can hit multiple enemies, and if not, then it only hits one. But like, I'm basically doing everything do area damage because like something I really do not like about Little Fighter 2 is that basic attacks don't have area damage, and in my opinion that's very bad for like a beat 'em up game. Like I've played was it Streets of Rage 5, I think? Let me check. I don't know if it was 5 or 4. Yeah, it's 4. So Streets of Rage 4 is like probably it's one of the best beat 'em up games that exist. And basically all of the hits on that game have area damage, and it makes it actually playable against multiple enemies. Like on Little Fighter 2, unless your character has like very good DC moves, you're really not able to do area damage to multiple enemies, and you end up dying basically. So that's why I'm making all of them with area damage. Then rest, this is like the duration of the pulses. Then functionality, the dictionary stores the enemies that are subject to the pulses. The dictionary stores the enemy game objects that are being hit along with the time left the pulse to happen for each enemy. So we will see that later on, but like each hitbox just has like a dictionary. A dictionary is like a list you can think of, kinda. So it stores what enemy is the hitbox hitting, and it also stores the amount of time left for the next pulse to happen. And inside on trigger enter, which is what gets called when the collision starts, the enemy gets registered on the dictionary if certain conditions are met. Inside on trigger exit, but this is outdated because right now I'm not using just on trigger exit, because on trigger exit is unreliable because it doesn't get called if the hitbox disappears instead of just moving away. So that's why I have to use like a more robust method than on trigger exit, but it kind of works the same. Basically, when the trigger finishes, the enemy gets deleted from the dictionary. So you don't disable the dictionary, gets cleared. Yeah, so like, okay, when you disable the hitbox, the whole dictionary gets cleared so that if you punch again, then you can instantly punch instead of having to wait. Then inside fixed update, the dictionary timers are read on the stream, and once receiver's resolve hit method is called whenever a timer ends. Okay, I cannot get how it works. I really need to understand how this system works because there's a hitbox related bug. Because like when you do a beam struggle, one of the not a beam, but like if you struggle two big bang attacks from Vegeta, like if you do Vegeta versus Vegeta and shoot a big bang attack to each other, sometimes one of the two big bang attacks emits faster pulses than it should. And I don't know what that happens, so I'll need to figure that out. Then Hardbox Receiver. So this script is attached to every character parent game object, manages the interaction against enemy hitboxes, manages what happens when you get hit by one or multiple enemy hitboxes, or initializing it, creates a dictionary that stores key value parents. Where the keys are the parent enemy game objects that attack the character, and the values are the focus activity you have. The purpose of this dictionary is to store every enemy that has hit you along with a cooldown that needs to pass before the same enemy can hit you again. With the hitbox CS dictionary is not enough for this because hitbox CS works for every hitbox independently. So if a single enemy hits you with 3 hitboxes simultaneously, that dictionary wouldn't prevent the three of them to hit you at the same time. Yeah, so like the point of having multiple hitboxes at the same time is to be able to have like non-square shapes of hitbox. So I can have one box here and another box here, something like that. So I can create shapes that are not just a square. So that's why I need the hitboxes to work together. Like if one of them hits me, I need the other one to not do it. So in summary, the objective of the script is to prevent targets from getting hit by multiple hitboxes from the same enemy. Instead, the agonist value from the first hitbox that hits you needs to expire first. Okay, so the cooldown is just like the dearest pulse timer from the one hitbox that has hit you. Void the result finite. This method gets called by the enemy hitbox from hitbox CS. First next, but what word was this? I'm pretty sure this is probably from the hit controller, maybe, which is another very long script. Hit controller. No, here's apply hit, not resolve hit. Bro, this is so long. I'm going to die from reading all of this. Bro, hit controller has so many stuff. So I guess resolve hit is from hitbox. No, it's not from here. Where is it from? Oh, probably it's hitbox receiver. Yeah, here. Resolve hit. Hey bro, there's so many layers of logic for the hitbox system to work. Why the resolve hit? This method gets called first exit the parent game object of the enemy stored in hitbox receiver dictionary. Yo, no one is talking in the chat today. This stream is so dead. This method gets called by the enemy hitbox. Takes if the parent game object of the enemy stored in if it's already stored, that means the enemy has already attacked you and the cooldown is not over yet. Hence the hit gets ignored if a return taken. So I need to write some kind of diagram which connects all of this because like it's a like the hitbox system, every time you hit an enemy, there's like a 5-step process happening there. And I really need to have that process mapped so I know where to look. And if the enemy is not stored in the dictionary, it means there is no cooldown active from that enemy at the moment. So he gets added to the dictionary along with the this 0.9 is multiplied so that there is a margin. It can be timer from people's dictionary ends before the cooldown. Yeah, whatever. This kind of helps a bit, but not really that much. Like, I'm going to map all of the scripts that are useful for hitboxes. What's this? Hitbox activator. I don't remember this at all. I'm going to ignore it. This is hitbox super balanced. So there's the hitbox, herbox receiver, and hit controller. I think those are the four main scripts. So where should I start? Either hit controller or hitbox. Probably hitbox. I think it's the first step in the process. So let's see. We're going to add a new category. We can do red. So either this hit timer class, which stores a victim game object, timer, victim collider. I love this comment, bro. Add this. Then we have so a reference to the player controller, reference to the player hit controller, and blast controller of. Okay, yeah, like I remember like the exact same hitbox script is used for both characters, blasts, and continuous beams. So like depending on what kind of entity you have attached the hitbox to, the logic changes. So there are like conditionals that check if the hitbox is inside a player or if it's part of a blast. So yeah, that's why there are so many stuff. We need to take notes of that. And then press to the rigid body. I don't know why right now. Is character false? Is my body? Okay, so here these parameters that are public and don't have the hiding inspector tag, they are parameters that you can edit through the inspector. So let me look at hitboxes. And here, this is the script. So I don't really know why do I have this showing here. Like I'm pretty sure those references are set through code. Like I should probably write here hiding inspector for every single one. But just in case, I'm not going to do that because who knows, maybe there's a reason why I have it like this. So yeah, just ignore this one from here because I'm pretty sure they are set from code. Then here there are all of the parameters that can be modified through here. which is useful because I modify all this through the animator. So yeah, as you can see, there's like a lot of stuff here going on. I'm kinda trying to figure out what everything does. Like this thing, it's called Iskame body. Like originally this was for like the body of the continuous beams, but I remember that it has more uses. Like I think what this actually does is like not get into beam struggles. I think this ignores beam struggles or something like that. Maybe I don't remember exactly. And damage is damage. Fall is fall. We defend. Knockback is so like the if you like the amount of knockback, and it's a vector, so you can choose a direction. Then area damage, it's area damage, and this is like the amount of seconds for each pulse to happen. Then the average 2, I don't know what it was. Like I don't remember. I remember it existed, but I don't know why it existed. And strong hitbox. This is like when you throw an enemy, like when you grab an enemy and throw him, like he has a hitbox that hits other enemies. So you can hit enemies from throwing enemies at them. So that's why this exists. And stun time is for I don't like I cannot do remember, but like this is for because there you can like stun enemies, but I don't remember how it works. So I don't know if just putting here a 1 would make the stun work. It's like stun. I don't know what does that mean. Hit lag is like when you hit someone, his character gets frozen for a moment and starts shaking. So bro, I activated the holo function of my camera, and now it's not getting oh. Yeah, so hit lag makes the enemy freeze and start shaking when you punch them, and self hit lag is the same but for your own character, for the attacker. Then hit lag time and self hit lag time. So this, I'm pretty sure if you leave them at -1, they just use the default values, and the default values depend on the amount of damage of the attack. But if you want, you can set custom values. So probably like the smash attack from no, not the smash attack, but the punch in the middle of Vegeta's combo. I'm pretty sure it has a pretty high. Yeah, it's 1 second of hit lag. That's why when you punch him mid combo, he starts shaking in place and gets frozen. That's why it happens. That's pretty cool. Then we have effect 8. Effect 8, it's like for easily applying stun effect to things without having to write custom logic while 0 if you don't want to send it. Bro, I actually added a tooltip here. Like, I should add tooltips to everything, not just to that one. But I don't really understand the tooltip. Like, for easily applying stun effect to enemies without. Like, the problem is that I don't remember how stunning works. Like, stunning was. There's not a stun function, it's just that you can send the enemy to a specified state. So if you send the enemy to a stun state, then technically you stun him. Rate 0. And like, bro, this is so weird. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't remember how effect it works. I think there's like a script for effect manager. Yeah, there's like a script for it. I'm going to ignore it for now. But there are so many things to consider. And there's something about sounds, sound IDs. It's what's that? What's hits and debug. This is something for debugging, which I don't remember what does it do. Mm, so let's start reading the script. Like this is just the declaration of all of the parameters we just saw. And there's some ones that are hidden, which are all sound ID list, attacker facing right. Mm. I don't know what any of this is, to be honest. Oh, this is the attacker. Temp. What is temp? This script could use some comments, to be honest. Mm. Oh, there's a description for Aviverse too. And actually specifying that will store. Yeah. If you don't specify it the same, you know what the use for that is, but there's probably some use. Now let's get into the logic. So first, there's some references here. Reference to the collider, which of course you need because this is the hitbox script. Start coroutine, delayed collider activation. What is that for? Worse even that coroutine. Delayed collider activation. Delays activation of the collider. This avoids reference errors when instantiating a blast directly inside an opposing blast. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so like, yeah, I get it. But this is a bit weird because if the game object already has its collider, no, actually the collider is always activated. Like this is something that I never changed. Like the thing I activate or disable is the whole game object. So yeah, like what this thing does is whenever you spawn something, it waits for a bit of seconds before activating the hitbox, because if not, you could like shoot a blast and the blast can spawn inside an enemy hitbox, and that can cause trouble because like there can like an interaction can happen before all of the references are set, which can give very bad problems. So Yeah, that's what this does. I'm going to add it in this. Mm. So this by default has to be false. Oh, that's why sometimes I saw it was false and I didn't understand why. Okay. Okay. Then we have if thrown hitbox. Mm. Oh, okay. So like, yeah, like the hitbox that your character has when he's thrown is sitting here in the hierarchy, while the other hitboxes are like ground tiles instead. That's why if you are throwing hitbox, then you have to go to the parent instead of the grandparent. Then reference to a rigid body temp is transform game object. Like what? Is it like a temporal variable? What is this? Try to get player controller. Okay, this is the part where the code figures out what kind of entity is this hitbox sitting in. So first of all, it tries getting the player component, like the player controller component, and if it fails to, then no, if it succeeds, if the player controller is not null, which means that there's a player controller, then you also take the player hit controller, which is another important component, and you mark as true the is character flag so that the script knows that this is a character. And if not, if there's no player controller, then what we do is in controller, blast control, like we get all of the blast components. But what I do not understand is like this is weird. Like, why don't I have to check if this component exists? Like a beam, like a blast doesn't is not necessarily. I don't know. Maybe I check it later or oh, maybe it's here. But why here, not before? Why? I think the hitbox system is going to take me like 3 streams at least. Where is this crap? Plus hit controller. Yeah, so this is yet another script because I also need to go through the blast scripts. There's also this, bro, is there so much crap? But this is more related to beam struggles. So actually should probably look at beam struggles before the catching system because it's directly related to hitboxes. So I think I'll look at this after the hitboxes. And there's also blast for box receiver, of course. I'm going to suppose that it works basically the same as the character one, but a bit different. Okay, so the blast hit controller, I guess it's shared between regular blasts and continuous blasts. So that's why there's this flag that tells it if it's continuous or not. Yeah, like as you can see, if the beam is continuous, it kinda ignores a lot of stuff. Like it ignores the heat lag, it ignores the it ignores the heat lag. I think that's everything that it ignores. Mm, mm, like I'm really not getting why. Oh, maybe I don't need to check if this exists or not because there's already this continuous being flag. That could be the reason. Yeah, it seems like it, right? If it's not a continuous beam, then yeah, so that's probably it. Like I don't need to check if this exists or not because that's why this flag is already formed. So I'm going to write here that how do you write it? Mm, Okay, now this is understood already. Now we have theme. Mm, so this is just a big reference to the theme component. Then sound ID. This is something sound related. So this one is the one that you can edit here, the sound ID, and the other one is like not editable from the inspector. I don't really know what the difference is. They are the same type of data. So, what, bro? I don't get it. Oh, it's probably because, like, you can change. No, I actually don't know why does this happen. But, like, maybe it's because this way you can change the sound that gets played, like, during a move. Like, when you restart the hitbox, this awake function probably gets called again. It's actually kind of wrong. Like, maybe I'm wrong. You know, awake is only called once. That's good. So yeah, then I really don't know what's the point of this thing. But I don't care because that's sound related and I don't care about sounds right now. We have the start function. If it is a character, then okay, so it's important to know what's the facing of the attacker. So if you're a character, then you take it from the player controller. If you're a continuous beam, no, sorry, if you are not a continuous beam, then you get it from the blast controller. And if you are a continuous beam, then you get it from the continuous beam controller. Then we have this routine, which is the delay. Finally someone in the chat. What are you doing? So I'm just reviewing all of the code of my project. This is the fourth stream of it. And right now I'm reviewing the hitbox system code. So like all of the code which manages the fact that you can punch enemies in the game or hit them with blasts or do combos. I'm like reviewing the code for that so that I can modify it. There's like a bug that I have spotted and I need to understand how to fix it. So bro, okay. Now we're finally on the on trigger enter, which is the point where the actual hitting logic starts. As you can see, it's not a short amount of code. So at the beginning we have team detection. Wait, is there besides on trigger enter something else? Enable. No, so the only entry point for triggers is on trigger enter. Okay, then let's go to fix. No, so they know on trigger enter. So first we have team detection. Okay. So now first we have team detection, which is you take the other team's team. So you get other. Other is the hitbox that you hit. So it's actually a hard box from the enemy. Then you go to parent of the parent, so you get to the parent game object. From there you get the team component, and now you have the team of the enemy you just hit. So now if the enemy team is equal to your team, then you don't want a collision to happen. Yo Delta. What do you mean your English is epic, bro? Yeah, like I never intended to give up on this one. Like I just have some like what to say it, bro. Bro, I can't find the word. Wait, I'm going to use translate. Okay, translate is not helping me. Yeah, so like there are no like I have phases, like I have some phases where I don't feel like working on it, and others like now where I grind it like crazy. Like right now I'm like my Unity addiction is kicking in. Like the same addiction I had last summer, you know? Yo, thanks for posting videos, bro. You're bipolar. I'm not bipolar, I just have lots of projects and I'm just not always working on the same thing. Mm, Okay, so yeah, I'm understanding what you're typing, so no worries. So yeah, like team detection, I should probably have something for. Well, I started playing DBCLF2 when I was like 14, so bro, Unity is trolling. No, bro, like no, not at all. There is team detection of NDC. Okay, so now here. Okay, yeah, so here you get the reference to the enemy hard box. Mm, Hard box B is like a second type of hard box, which is for blasts, I think. It's probably, yeah, hard box blast. And it's pretty low. Well, there's a lot of commented code, which doesn't count. It's actually only 18 lines long. Mm, if hard box is null. Okay, yeah, so first of all, you get hardbox, and if it's null, then you get instead hardbox B. Like, it has to be one of those. Because, look at how epic Unity is. Like, for hitboxes, I have the hitbox layer, and for hardbox, I have the hardbox layer, and then I don't remember where, but there's like a matrix where you decide. Where was it, bro? Ah, I don't know where it was. But there's like a matrix where you decide what layers interact with what other layers. And yeah, so I have it set up so hitbox and hurtbox can only interact between each other. Like a hitbox interacts with hurtbox, but a hitbox can't interact with another hitbox, you know? Mm, okay, so yeah, here you take the hurtbox B reference, and then okay, if either this one, no wait, what? So like if one of the two hitboxes is Oh yeah, okay, now I get it. What happens if this is okay? So first of all, if there are no hurt boxes detected, then return, so the function ends, nothing happens. But if at least one of those two is detected, then the code runs. Well, because Goku is already in DBCL2. Gogeta is just a port. Right. Gogeta is just a port from DBCL2. Like I originally made him for DBCL2. Mm, okay, so here you get the target of your attack. It's going to be that one. I don't know what does that mean. What do you mean, bro? Target. Okay, so the target is just the owner, which is stored inside of the hardbox object. Then avoid being able to hit lying stand characters unless the hitbox has great fall. Okay, yeah, I get that. That like this is something that I added afterwards because like stunning is some of the last things that I added to the game. So this, what does it do? Target player controller. You get the player controller from the target, which is like the reference to the enemy. And then if it's not null and it's lying stun, what? What does this mean? What is hits lying stun? Oh, now I get it, bro. Like, hits lying stun is a flag which allows you to hit enemies that are stunned in the ground, you know? So some hitboxes have it and some others don't. So basically, if this flag is not enabled, mm, and if it's not enabled and the state of the enemy is the lying state, mm, and fall is this is smaller than 69 nice, then return. So this means that there are two ways of hitting like enemies which are stunned. Either you have the it's lying stun flag on, or your fall value is less than 69. Is that Vegeta the same one that's in the game? You mean this? Oh, this is Super Vegeta. Like, it's his next transformation. There are already some sprites implemented, but he's not done at all. Like, he only has a bunch of basic sprites done. How much progress has been made? Bro, like, there's no progress being made. I'm just reading the code, you know? But if you're asking what progress have I made on reading the code, then some, I guess. Or do you mean progress on Super Vegeta? I don't know, what do you mean? On remember the code. So, like, since on today's stream, like, not much, to be honest. Like, I just read 100 lines of code. This sets a low amount line. Bro, this sucks so much. Did I write this already? Okay, then what do we have after that? We have if active hits count. What's active hits, bro? Oh, active hits is the dictionary? Is it the dictionary? Yeah, it is the dictionary. So if there are more than 0 active hits, there's no area damage. Then this is like so messed up. Like, there are so many details here. Like, this is if your hitbox is not area damage, but you're hitting multiple enemies, I still have to store the enemies that are inside of the range of the hitbox, but that are indicated hit because the hitbox is not area damage. I still have to store them so that if the current enemy I'm hitting leaves the area, they can get hit, you know? Like, it's so stupid. Like, there's so much stuff to consider when doing all this stuff. So many edge cases. I'm on the 3 hardest scripts right now, right? 3 hardest categories, not scripts. Like, each category has a bunch of scripts that are related to that category. Like these 3, I'm on the hitbox system right now, which has like 6 different scripts or so. Where, like, I want to go faster, but at the same time I want to stop reading because my brain is hurting me so much. Yeah, so yeah, like, this just stores the hits that are not being performed because of the fact that the hitbox is not an area damage. So Yeah, I'm sleeping as well as possible. Mm, okay. I'm going to also add this comment here. Oh, there's actually already comments saying that. Okay, so you said the big thing as the target. Like the target is just the reference to the enemy, then the timer is like the current time. Like it's a timestamp. It tells you the current time plus the pulse time. Mm, bro, why does this list even need a timer? I think Collider. Okay, this gets the collider from the what? Oh yeah, makes sense. It just gets the collider from the enemy hardbox. Okay, then is this the part where the actual hitting starts, or are we there yet, or not? The enemy is not starting single dictionary, or in case there is no dictionary, say data. You see how many takes I need to do to just make hitting work? Like, and I'm not even halfway through the one of the scripts. Like, this is insane. It hates intensification. The hitbox is the box from the attack, and the hurt box is the box from the enemy that you are hitting. So, like, my fist is the hitbox, and this is the hurt box, and I punch the hurt box. with one hitbox. Okay, so what's this condition? Okay, so if the target is not stored already on the dictionary and either there's area damage or there's not area damage and no current enemies being hit, then you get here. So this basically just tells you if this enemy is not being hit yet and the conditions for hitting a new enemy are met, then go inside here. I'm going to add a little comment in the other one. I think I'm kinda confused because this dictionary is unique to the hitbox. I don't even care. I'll figure it out later. Active hits. Okay, so here is where you add the enemy to the dictionary. This is like the key point. The code. Add to the dictionary the data of the enemy that you just hit. So you add the target reference, the timer, which is like the pulse timer basically, and victim collider. What is that? Yeah, it's just the collider of the enemy, and that's it. Yeah. So So is character. This is adding the enemy to the dictionary. And after adding it to the dictionary, if this hitbox is part of a character and not a blast, but a character, then what? Facing red gets updated here too. If it's character, then okay, here you take the facing right, but didn't you already do that before? Or am I tripping? And this is already done on the start frame, but it also gets done here because, like, of course, the facing of your character may change while you're playing. So I think the facing is also like updated on a fixed update, maybe, or not. don't know. Bro. Okay, so here you just update the facing direction right in the moment where you hit the enemy, which is important. Like the facing direction is important because the enemy might be defending, or because the knockback direction changes depending on your facing direction. So yeah, then I love all these chunks of code which are commented, like so random. If thrown hitbox, this is the if the hitbox is from a throwing attack. If you're facing right, bro, what's going on here? Oh, okay. So here the facing is actually just the velocity. Like if you're throwing the enemy to the right, then it gets detected as an attack that goes to the right. If it's to the left, then to the left. There are no homing blasts yet, but I'm going to add homing blasts for Broly. So like I don't think that'll be that hard. Like I only need to do the same thing I do with AI. Like the enemy AI can follow you, so I can also make a blast follow you. You know. Knockback, no damage. Okay, this is the knockback for no. Okay, so the knockback depends on how fast the character that's being thrown is moving. This makes sense. Okay, that's why I get reference to the rigid body, I guess. Final damage. Bro, what? Hey, that's funny. Like, I didn't remember this. I made like if you take an enemy and throw him at another enemy, the damage the other enemy takes depends on how fast the enemy you just threw is going. So if you throw him faster, then it makes more damage. Epic. So like if you throw him from very up in the air and it falls on the head of an enemy, like you just kill him with that. Yeah, bro. It's a very realistic game. A player controller. Should I take note of this? Okay, no need. Mm. Okay, then player controller. Okay, here you get the reference to the enemy player controller, and if okay, this is like the tech for in case the enemy is blinking, because if the enemy is blinking, then you don't want to hit him. But like the reason this tech is written so like deeply inside of this function is because even though you don't want to damage him right now, when the blinking ends, you still want him to be stored inside of the dictionary in case you are using like a pulsing attack, like a Kamehameha, for example. That's why it is right. So let me write that. Then if is character no area damage trigger enter. Okay, I don't know what no area damage trigger enter means. Oh, or maybe I do know. Do I know what that's mean? Why is it made true here? I don't get it, bro. What? Is there any explanation? No, there's. Oh, maybe this. If the tag is not area damage, then it will always hit the enemy. Even if the enemy dictionary. What? The tag is not area damage. This is kind of random. Like, I think this is because originally I wanted the. No, like, this is just wrong because I changed some of the logic and this variable state here. Mm, like, this just becomes true. Okay, in order to understand this, I probably need to go to Notebooks Receiver and look for it here. Oh, okay, yeah, so This just makes it so that the first time you hit with the hitbox, it doesn't care about cooldowns. Like, it just hits, and then after the first hit, then it starts counting the pulses, or something like that. I'm so tired already, and I haven't even made that much progress today. So, like, if this flag is true, then... Like, what? Bro... It's just too much to understand at once. Hmm. Okay, I can't understand this right now because I'm missing knowledge on the other scripts. So I'm just going to write what I understand right now. So what happens here? First, you set this flag to true, but why only if it's a character? Well, whatever. And then you get a reference to the hurtbox receiver from the enemy, and then you call resolve hit from the hurtbox receiver. And this is for blasts. No, this is not blast. Like, this is a regular hurtbox receiver. No, wait. Ah. Like, this means that an enemy character is receiving the hit. So then you call the resolve hit from that, And then there's this thing. If oh, okay, yeah. So like beams, like blasts have like a piercing parameter attribute. So if a blast is not a piercing blast, then it gets destroyed when it hits an enemy. That's what this light does. So here I'm going to what before like okay, and then this part is if you're hitting an enemy blast. So this is if you're hitting an enemy character, and this is if you're hitting an enemy blast. Okay, because blasts have their own hardbox receiver because they need some different logic than actually. Okay, so here is the part where I still don't understand why this only gets true if you're a character. I'm trying to get it, but I don't know, bro. Like, in order to understand that, I need to remember how does this cooldown thing work. There's some comments here. This dictionary stores cooldowns for each enemy. Basically, if an enemy hits you with one ATR, this dictionary prevents him from hitting you with a different one before the first timer has finished counting. Okay, so this is for avoiding multiple hitboxes for you at once from the same enemy, because that should not. And so this flag here basically ignores the fact that there's a cooldown from the attacker. So this is actually pretty confusing. I'm actually thinking that it's not even well coded, like, doesn't make much sense. No, actually, I get why this happens. Like, this is so that you can, for example, punch multiple times in a row. Because if not, the second punch wouldn't connect until the cooldown from the pulses of the first punch ended. That's why I need this for like punches to work. But then, like, if you have one hitbox and then spawn a second hitbox, then the second hitbox will also. Oh, but that's actually good, I think. No, it's not, because like if you Like this defies the point of having like this full-on dictionary. I don't know. Like I think when I did this, I just assumed that I will never use multiple hitboxes at once or something. Like I'm pretty sure that this is not well code. Like it's not that it's wrong, but it doesn't function like I wanted it to function. I think I'm going to do like a quick test. I'm going to add two hitboxes at once and see both of them hit. Like that should not happen. If there are like two hitboxes at once, only one of them should make effect. But I don't know if it's going to work. Can I have two Vegetas and only control one of them? Like, I don't remember. I haven't studied yet how controls work. Yeah, I can actually. Apparently. So, I'm going to change the team from this Vegeta to like 3. There. Bro, I can't hit him. Why? Maybe I can only change the team with 4. Probably no. Does that make sense? A bit weird, but they can't change it. Well, I guess I'll have to change it before starting. 3. Bro, I still can't hit him. What? Bro, I'm getting errors? No, they are not. They're related error. Why can't I hit him, bro? What? Okay, so blasts do hit them. I think it's just my punches that are broken. Or I literally don't understand. No, like, I can't hit him, bro. What's even going on? Bro, what? Only the last work. Bro, what is happening? Why did I get a bug if I didn't even change the code? Let me try. If I start a match regularly, does it work? Yeah, it does. So, what's the problem with Super Petita? Hmm. I'll try using this widget instead. No, the hit just doesn't get melee attacks working, only blasts work. You're like, what is this? It doesn't make any sense. But... Oh, I think it's because I disabled the glider. But like, really? Like, I thought the glider was enabled through the code. No, apparently not. Whatever, I don't care. I just wanted to test the thing I wanted to test. This is what happens. Okay, great. So now, how do I check this? Well, I probably need to see the amount of health that this takes away. So where's the health? Maybe it's not. Yeah, there it is. So 1 punch. And now how much health does it take? It takes like 17 health from me. Yeah, it's like 17. So now I'm going to edit the punching by adding a second hitbox. It's actually something which I think I have never done before. But technically the code is able to handle it. Where's the punching? I'm just going to kind of copy paste. So let's see. Bro. What? Okay. Now I'm going to see if I do double damage or if I do the same amount of damage. What? Yeah, I think it's working right. I don't see any double doubts. It doesn't seem to be having. So then I guess it's working fine. But how is it even working? Well, I'm setting this flag to be true. Let me check if this hitbox is actually working. I'm going to move it up there. Yeah, it's actually working, the hitbox. Why does it sometimes do less damage? No, it actually always does. Like 6 damage. Okay, maybe I just don't know what. There's something really weird happening here. Like actually what? Or maybe it's just that I don't know how to count, and that's why I thought it was making more damage than it actually was. It's probably what was happening. Yeah, exactly. So the problem is that I don't know how to count. Actually, it's always doing 6 damage, not 17. I'm kind of a bit dumb. Okay, good. So then that means that it actually works. Like I can add multiple hitboxes, and that only one of them hits the enemy. But then, if that's the case, I really don't understand why is this true. Like, I really cannot understand this. I think I need to do some debugging. Maybe not. I don't know. Mm. I don't get it. I'm going to need to debug. So let's do some debugging. I'm going to again the same changes I did to the bouncing as before. Okay. So now there are two hitboxes instead of one. And I want here at the back in message on this part. Okay, let's see if the two hitboxes are doing something at the same time or what is happening. Okay, yeah, so we got two yo messages. Every time I hit, I get two of them. But so okay, so far that's good. That means both of the hitboxes are actually there doing something. Now let's see the health is Vegeta. No, okay, yeah. He's actually losing double the amount. So right? Is he? Yeah, he is. Yep. Yeah, like actually he goes to Dance of Pain after only two punches. So yeah, I was right, like actually I didn't do the code properly, bro. Like it works as long as there's only one hitbox at a time, but if I add multiple hitboxes then all of them can hit simultaneously. That's a problem. Let me think if I can solve this easily. Maybe I can, maybe I cannot. Like, I want it so that, bro, I don't even know what do I want. Like, the thing is, I want it so that if you punch several times in a row, there are no cooldowns. Like, all the punches connect instantly. But at the same time, I want it so if there are multiple hitboxes at once, only one of them makes effect. So that's what originally this was not true. Mm. Okay, I'm not going to fix it right now, but I already know that the problem is there. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to like understand all of the hitbox system, and after that, then I'll come back to this part and try to fix it. Because right, like I need to be able to see the full picture before I try fixing it. Okay. I didn't expect to find a problem with the current system, to be honest. Maybe, but I think I was actually aware of the problem when I coded it originally, but I just said, well, I'll just use one hitbox at a time instead of multiple ones. But then why did I even add support for multiple hitboxes at the time? Like, took it to add the support, but then mess it up after. I don't know. I'll fix it in one of the next streams. Right now, I want to keep going. No, I get damage. Okay. If the enemy you're hitting is a character, okay. I want to explain the problem here. I'm going to put this text in red so I know where the problem is. Mm, so fix this first. I need to know what the full workflow of the hitbox system is because I really don't want to mess it up. So first I need to figure out how everything works, and then I can fit the solution inside of the system. Okay, so we have finally finished the function that gets called when a hitbox hits a hurtbox first. So it would be nice to finish this script late, but like it's getting pretty late and I'm very tired. So I don't think I'll finish it, but I'll try to advance a bit more. So what do we have? There's on trigger exit. So if the trigger, like if the colliders stop colliding, then how's it going? EA. Basically, I've just spent like 30 minutes uh, fighting against my own brain, like, so it's not going very good for my mental health, but I'm kind of making some progress. Like I found a bug. Well, it's not a bug. It's a design fault from my part, from my past self, and I'll have to fix that fault. Ooh. Okay, so when the trigger finishes, then you take the hurt box reference, like what hurt box did leave the trigger, and if I had this before to remove the entry when the collision, but I don't actually want that to happen. You like enough to where the entries only reset if the collider gets disabled, enabled bug. Oh, okay. That's a good comment, actually. I like that comment. So, wait, what? Oh, then nothing actually happens when the trigger finishes. Only if you're a blast, like if you're a blast instead of a character, then something happens, which is reset harness. Okay, so if it's a blast, then it does reset the stuff. It's kind of weird, like why? I think maybe it's because of the struggle. And that doesn't really matter, like, not very important. I'll add it here. Go finally a new block. This one is so long, comparison. Hitbox is part of the blast. Then this is like, I see a problem with this. Like if I'm using an attack which doesn't disable and enable back the hitbox, then like you can't hit again the enemy. Well, not actually, like you can, but well, yeah, you can, but only after the pulse timer restarts, or no, maybe you can't. But this is kind of weird, to be honest. Maybe I will change it in the future if it gives me problems. Well, anyways, I'm here to understand the code, not to understand why my past self made certain decisions. And then we get into the fixed update. Here, I think overall what happens is that the code goes through the dictionary and applies the hits whenever the timer from the pulses completes a cycle or something. So hits, this hits thing is what? Wasn't this like a public parameter? Yeah, it is. But I don't know if I'm pretty sure this should be hidden in the inspector. I'm not going to hide it just in case. No, I think I left it like that. I think this is actually only because I was debugging something. This is not something that's actually useful for the game. I think it's just a debugging. So look, now is the current timestamp on this frame. So for its entry in the active hits dictionary, if the entry within collider is known, okay, this is like in case the what's my collider? Okay, my collider is literally the collider from this hitbox. Okay, so in case something bad has happened, like in case a collider has stopped existing or has been disabled, maybe, then the entry gets removed. Okay, so I need to write this. Right over the repeats and repeat. Wait, this is weird. Why is there an out of struggle ball here? Where's even that function from? Oh, it's actually here. Okay, yeah, then it's okay. Wait, this is a bit extreme. Why is this called here? Like, I'm not going to get into how like this beam struggles work. I'll just ignore it. Overlap and the enemy is not overlapping with the hitbox anymore, then remove the enemy from the dictionary. Okay, yeah, so this part here is basically the same as the on trigger exit, but it's better because like sometimes on trigger exit doesn't work for certain reason. A potential issue is that if the enemy uses multiple hurt boxes, this system will only consider the hurt box that was originally stored in the dictionary, so the rest of the hurt boxes will not be considered for them. This problem is very unlikely to happen and cause trouble, but it's a potential issue to keep in mind. Bruh. Really? I don't feel like fixing that, to be honest. I just call this quality. Spontaneous makes it so that a little person. Bro, this is so hard to understand. Like, what does this quality mean? So it removes the stuff, but after a tiny interval. Oh, okay, I get what the issue is. But yeah, like, the issue is not even game breaking. This just means that there's a very slight chance that if the enemy uses multiple horde boxes, which is very weird to happen, that he stops getting hit by the attack when he should still get hit. But like it's so unlikely to happen that it doesn't really matter, and it's not even game breaking. So if it happens, then like doesn't even matter. Like you won't even notice it. So yeah, like it's okay. There's no problem. You know? This continue makes it so that if the hitbox is not currently colliding, it's what? Oh, oh, okay. This is very good, right? Is it good? I think it's good. I'm not sure how it works now. Like the continue. What did the continue do? I think the continue just skipped this iteration, right? Yeah, that's what it does. Okay, yeah. Now I understand it, yes. Yes, so like the issue I thought was going to be an issue is not actually an issue, thanks to this continue. Okay. One trigger under regulation happens. Okay, this is pretty epic. This is pretty epic. Mm, okay, I'm actually seeing a potential issue from this right now because, like, if the word box which is stored inside the dictionary is different than the word box you're now interacting with, then this will never become true. So you will never hit again the enemy. That's a problem. Mm, I don't really know how to fix this without changing like a lot of code. I'm just going to code it. Mm, yeah, there's another problem here. But again, it's unlikely to happen, like really unlikely, but it's still more likely than the one before, and it has more impact. This one will be actually a bit game breaking, not too much, but a bit. Like it could happen that you're using like, for example, think of the helicopter attack from Piccolo 4. It could happen that after hitting one time a certain enemy, you can't hit him again. That could happen. Like it's extremely weird for it to happen. Like it's very unlikely, but it could. So I don't know, bro. This kind of sucks. Like the reason that happens is that the dictionary only holds like one collider, one enemy word box. It doesn't hold like all the enemy word boxes. But wait, maybe I know how to fix it because like this, of course, it stores the victim collider, but it also stores the whole victim. So from there you can go and find all of these word boxes. But of course, that can be a bit performance demanding, maybe. I don't know, bro. Just going to add this like a possible fix to them. Okay, so it's possible to fix, but if you fix it, then you need to like it can kill a bit of performance maybe. Mm, like I'm pretty sure I haven't really used more than one hitbox at all. Like I don't think I have ever done that. Like usually the places you use two hitboxes are the jumping, like the dashing rings. For example, here, but no, like I only use one, so like it's something that can only happen if I use multiple hurt boxes, which I don't. But I still like to be able to use them. Mm, it's pretty annoying, like well, yeah, like I know how to fix it, but I'm not going to do it. At least not for now, unless it becomes a problem in the future. Crazy long note. Yeah, bro. Like I found a bug. Well, not a bug. Again, it's a design issue, not a bug. And I need to take note of it. Like I could not fix it because it's probably not going to be a problem, but maybe I should fix it. I'm not sure if I'm going to fix it. Probably not, because same as the one problem before, this one is very unlikely to happen. I do not need to fix it. Like, as I said, it's not a game breaking problem and it's extremely unlikely to happen. So, like, I'm not going to fix it probably, but I still want to take a note of it. The bug that I want to fix is the one, like the one here. This one I actually want to fix it. But this one, no, like, it's not needed. But I want to be aware of the existence. In case I notice some weird bug in the future, maybe this could be the cause from it. Or maybe not. Okay. So let's see if I can finish this function. Now, if the current timestamp is superior to the timestamp of the next pulse of the entry, then you get the player controller of the enemy, and if the enemy is okay, so if it is either blinking or lying, then do not hit the enemy because in those states it has to be immortal. And bro, how do I look happy? Like I'm suffering so much, bro. If you want to see me happy, you know what you have to do? You have to play Dynasty Warriors 3 with me. That's what you want. That's what you have to do, no? Um, no, you can't make Bash release the hotfix, bro. Also, I don't even care about the hotfix anymore. Like, say, oh, then you care about the big DVC now instead of DVC 2. Whoa, it's epic, bro. You're invested into Epic DVC. After your first impression of the game, that's pretty huge for you to say. Well, you say you're seeing improvement, but like the game is exactly the same as it was. Like I'm just relearning it right now. You will see improvement after I actually start coding again. Crash has completed the hotfix. I'll be using Broly. Yeah, like if he had completed the hotfix, he will have probably already incorporated Broly and Vegeta into me. Okay, improvement like here. Okay, then yeah, I guess.
Break it down.
Robot.
Bobus Ponyu underscore FF just subscribed to the channel.
Okay, that jump scared me, bro. Yo, thanks for subscribing, bro. Bob Esponja. I think that's the first alert I have gotten. Did that sound too loud for you too? Okay, yeah, you too got scared. Why was it so loud, bro? No, actually, why is there a voice saying the alert? Like usually there is no voice, you know. Okay, at least it was fun, I guess. Yo, Laceful, did you read the last One Piece chapter? So here, ignore if he's blinking or lying. Then is character update the facing right? It's on. Yeah, he cooked them, bro. I saw a meme where they were basically. Bro, how is it called? Wait. Oh, yeah, like they were burned chicken wing, the two of them. And it's pretty accurate because this guy literally has like a Amaterasu or something. Like he's literally Itachi. And like his I don't know. I think Loki's getting cooked, bro. Like I don't think he can stand a chance. I guess they will team up or something. But I don't think he can one v one. Also, his fruit is called the devil fruit. Like what? That's just stupid, bro. The devil's fruit. It's not a devil fruit, it's the devil fruit. Okay. Okay, this is like updating the facing because of course like if like hmm like yes that can make sense but Yeah, well, like every time the hit happens, you have to take the facing of your character as changing. The final damage is again calculated. Bro, what? Yo, that's so old. Like, I added his basic sprites like months ago, bro. Before even starting Broly. Before even discovering the Blender method, you know. Yo, like, so, you didn't see yesterday the epic camera angles. Let me show you. Hey, look at this. Like, this Super Vegeta isn't even complete, like, it only has a bunch of basic sprites, but if you do certain actions like the jump attack, it becomes Super Saiyan 1. Okay, so look at this. Like, this has a lot of potential for adding variety to the gameplay, okay? So I can actually, like, change the angle of the camera, like this. You see? That's pretty cool. So, what do you think about the angling of the camera? Like, certain parts of a certain level can have different angles, you know? That can be fun. Okay, you like it. But there's even something more. This is still orthographic perspective projection, but I can set it to perspective so it actually looks 3D, and now it looks like this. So it's pretty cool. This can also be used. Like, this makes it more obvious that it's actually a 3D game and not 2D. So you think this can be cool? Like, I'm planning on, like, of course I'll add an option so everyone can change the default camera, but I actually want to make the camera change on certain parts of certain levels. That can be pretty fun to watch. Of course, there's this problem where you see that yellow color, where, like, when you go off the limits of the map. But I'll figure out something for that. And, like, what I can not do is to, like, rotate the. Wait, let me show you. What I cannot actually do is rotate the camera in other angle like this, because, like, if I do this, like, it just looks like I don't even know how to describe. Or maybe it's a kind of fun to look like this, but it gets confusing because right isn't right anymore. Like, right now, right the direction is diagonal. It's, what isn't Mario the city they are in? So look at this angle. This looks so cinematic, epic. Okay, uh, So this calculates the final damage, and this. What's this? Okay, this is the same, but for. Uh, this is if it's not a continuous beam. Yes, because like a continuous beam cannot change spacing, unlike a regular blast, because a regular blast can be like reflected. Okay, so then after this, again, Corebox receiver, resolve it, and that's it. Okay, and finally there's this thing. What is this? The array stack of hit goes away. Where reserve is registered, move the next. Okay, yeah. Can't wait for when you make Ginyu and you have to code his body switch mechanic. I don't know how will that work. Well, actually, no, actually it's pretty easy. Like I have code for transformations, so I just need to transform your character into Ginyu and Ginyu into your character, and that's it. There's not much more to it. And then maybe I can apply like I should limit your maximum power level, because again you cannot use the whole power level of his new body, you know. So like if he changes his body with like Gogeta, he will only be able to use like, I don't know, 50% of the power maybe. Because if I use less than 50, then it's kinda useless. Okay, that's it for that function. Then we have on disable, which is like when you disable the hitbox, it just clears all the hits that are stored. I'm going to add it. What? Okay. Then on enable. This one is longer. Oh, there's sound IDs doing stuff here. Just in case if the feed also gets reactivated. Okay, that's something commented, so I'm going to ignore it. Quick timer is actually something that I ended up deleting, right? Yeah. It's something that I was using before and I ended up deleting it. So we have sound leading. Like, I don't want to get into sound stuff right now, but if it's here on the script, I guess I'll have to look at it at least for a bit. So if... Oh, okay, now I understand. Okay. So here on the hitbox, there's this list of sound IDs that you can add. Here you can add sound to your attacks. But if you don't add any sound, then it just defaults to these ones, which are like, which depend on the damage. So if the attack does more than 29 damage, then it uses a strong hit sound, while if the damage is below that, then it's a weak hit. That's why some hits have like the, that sound effect from the, while others are like more weak sounding. But I could change the sound of the hit by editing this list here. Okay, so I'm going to add this here. Pretty interesting. So this means that if I want to edit the sound of an attack during the attack, first I need to disable the hitbox and then enable again. Enable. This is pretty epic. Then we have this out of struggle function, but I'm not going to look at that now because I'm not ready for looking at beam struggle code. I'm just going to take a note that this exists. And then we have this. Okay, that's it. There's nothing else there. Okay, so we've covered this whole script today. I thought I wouldn't be able to do it, but what? I didn't give up, bro. What do you mean? Like, this function is not something new. That's why. Like, I've already seen that function before. So yeah, that covers the first script. Like, this is going to be so long, bro. Like, the hitbox system is probably the most complex of these. But the catching system, like, the catching is less complex but more confusing, you know? And the beam struggle system is like... it's neither too complex nor too confusing. I think it's more confusing than complex. What's the simplest thing? I don't know, like this kind of stuff down here, like maybe the scene management or the I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just know that these three things are pain. They're pain. Okay, so next it will be the Herdbox receiver, and finally it will be the feed controller. That's the order. But of course I'm not going to continue today because I will die if I continue. Complex means that the code is very long and it's a very long process. Like, there are a lot of steps to complete the algorithm, let's say. And confusing is just, that it's hard to understand. It's literally confusing, like, you don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm going to end the stream in a moment. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. I'm glad finally we got messages in the chat from Delta and Lysol, because the stream was so dead on the first like 40 minutes or something. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya next time, which will be probably tomorrow. Yeah, 3-hour stream daily. Maybe yes or maybe not. I don't think tomorrow I'll stream this long. But like, I really want to get this done, bro. Like, it's so infuriating having to understand all of this again. Well, anyways, goodbye.